3, 2, 1. Diego with YouTube. Consultado 2. No Spanish today, I'm afraid. I'm home. I'm actually home a couple of days. I should have made this video on Saturday? Saturday? Yes, Saturday, because I was diving on Friday. Yes. Yes, so anyway, diving yesterday was fantastic. We couldn't really get any photos or anything, but I did get a little bit of footage. It's mostly of me diving off the back of the boat, falling off the side of the boat, and then coming back up, because we were going to 12 plus meters, and the camera doesn't work past 3, so we couldn't take it down with us, unfortunately. But it was fantastic. As I said in my first video, it was a Meteor 2 hydrofoil. That we dived, and the basic story behind it was that a couple of years ago they were someone was sailing it into the harbour in Arginigan? Yeah, Arginigan. And they clipped the side of the pier and started to sink. So they tried to patch it up as best they could, but after a few days of floating around in the harbour, they were told pretty simply that they couldn't keep the boat here because it was in the way. There were ships coming in and out, and they had to be able to get in safely. And so they patched it up as best they could, and when they were sailing out of the harbour, they got 5 minutes out of the mouth of the harbour and sank. So never to be seen again, unfortunately. They had planned to sail from Maspalomas to La Palma, or Las Palmas, and that's on like the other end of the island altogether, so how they thought they'd make it on a sinking ship. Anyway, what can you do, eh? But I had no idea what I was diving in the first place, and then all of a sudden this rack of chairs just springs up out of nowhere, and so it's like, wait, what are we diving? The Titanic? It's weird, but it was great. We saw one or two ray, lots of Roncadoros and a few other things. The ornate wrasse and the damselfish. I saw a few of them, a few parrotfish, and something that looked like a cucumber snake. Except it was green. Could have been a large sponge or something, but I have a few pictures of everything anyway. I did see another cucumber snake that looks more like the one in the picture. When I was coming back, I was the first one. I had to come up because I was at like 50-60 psi in my tank, and because I don't know, maybe I was taking too deep a breath every time. But for me, it seemed like I was breathing normally. I mean, when I was coming up, one of the other guys had like 80-90 psi, and So, I don't know, maybe he's got a smaller lung capacity or something, or maybe he's more relaxed, and I just need to do more dives, which I do plan on doing. But we'll see what happens anyway. I mean, like, at the end of the day, it's all practice, really. I enjoyed it. We dived at the reef as well. Actually, that's where I saw the cucumber snakes. It was at the reef, and that's where I was running out of breath. It's not a coral reef, I should point out. It's a volcanic reef. So it's where lots of the seabed has come away, so there are air pockets and things like that, and nice places for fish to sneak in and have a look around, and that was teeming with life. There was, like I said, plenty of Roncadoros, parrotfish, trumpetfish, a few other bits and pieces. Actually, there were massive schools of trumpetfish, which were quite interesting. But that was great. I really enjoyed it. I have to say now, I was a little bit kind of seasick when we stopped, just when we were dropping anchor and so on and things like that. But being on the rib, fantastic fun. Oh, I'd forgotten how much fun it was to be on a rib. If you had let me drive now, that would be a much more interesting experience. But However, certainly would love to go back, and I highly recommend the Dive Academy in Gran Canaria, which is located in Arguineguin, about half an hour, three-quarters of an hour max from Maspalomas. So you can stay in a gay resort if you like. I think there are 2 or 3 of them around Maspalomas. And then you have the Jumbo Centre, which is all the nightclubs and shops and so on. Yes, so that was my Friday. Saturday was a very late start. We woke up, well, I'll put it this way. I woke up about 10:30 or so. It was a late night. But, actually, it's not so much a funny story, it's more a story of stupidity because of my own forgetfulness and stupidity. Basically, we went out to Jumbo and we were in a few clubs. We ended up in Mykonos, and well, I'll tell you this story and then I'll go back to the other story. Anyway, I got chatting with a guy, and we were just standing on just an inch or two away from the outside shutters of the bar, and it was about 2:30, 3:30 at night, maybe later. But anyway, we got talking, and eventually one of the guys I was with piped up and said something, "Oh, it's time to go," or something like that, and then the guy turns around and said, "I think it's time, I think maybe we should kiss." I said, "Okay, fine." So unfortunately there's now a photo of that floating around on Facebook, but I enjoyed it anyway. But it's kind of almost one door closes, another one door opens, another one closes, because with that the fucking shutters got pulled behind me and I left my fleece on the chair in the bar, and I'll probably never see it again. Must see if I can make contact with them again. Anyway, so I lost my fleece, but I had a good night. Yes, so Saturday. Yes, I got up late, and we did feck all really. We went and got stuff to eat. I got presents to bring home and just fecked around really. I got all the photos off my friend's camera and gave him all of my photos, so that we all have stuff to put up on the website and on Facebook. And I should stop moving this camera. I will get a tripod soon, one hopes. Anyway, and got picked up from the resort about 3:30. Was in the airport for 4 o'clock, 4:30, and the flight was at 7:45. It was 10 minutes delayed, but they were looking at my bag. My friends were looking at my bag going, "That's never going to get through." You know the way Ryanair have this, I don't mean to insult Ryanair, by the way, or infringe copyright. I'm sure they're a lovely airline. I'm sure their hospitality is great. I just would like to experience it once in a while. Anyway, you know the basket thing that they have to make sure your bag fits in the overhead locker. The guy in front of me was handling his wife's bag, and it looked like one of those bowling ball bags, but anyway, it was pretty bulging, and he was thumping it and stepping on it and everything to try and get it in. And I wanted to turn around to him and say, "Look, I know that bag will fit in there. Even if it doesn't fit in that box, I know it'll fit in the overhead compartment." And I looked at the lady when it was my turn, and I just walked by. She never said anything to me, so... Because I did have that problem coming home from Pisa. I had tons of crap in my bag, because I had to take it all out of my luggage, because it was overweight and I couldn't afford to pay the fee. But, long story short, we got home safe. I got home about 11 o'clock, and stayed up for about an hour, went to bed, got up and I ate something on that Sunday, did I? No. See? Forgetful. Oh well, that's that. I will upload the rest of my videos, and I'm working on editing the pictures together. I might just put them up on Facebook or something and put a link to my Facebook page, because it's all predominantly whatchamacallit, photographs. There's very few videos, so if I can't get all the videos, all the photographs I like put together in a video that I like, I won't put them up. I'll just put a link in one of these videos for you. Other than that, the only thing that's delaying me is we had new windows put in. So if I can, I want to not show you the state of my room. I like the new window, but I wish the vista was a bit better. We got a weather warning that in the next 36 hours we get a month's worth of rain. Thankfully it hasn't been so bad, and it looks to be clearing up. Tomorrow and Saturday are going to be wet, but Sunday is looking good. So that's that. Anyway, I have a climbing course on this weekend, so I'm hoping for dry weather. But as I said about rock climbing, you know, if it rains, depending on how heavy it is, there's usually somewhere dry you can go in the quarry in Dublin. But again, depends on the weather conditions. But that's that. Anyway, I'll let you all go. This hasn't been a terribly interesting video, I know. I hope to get some footage over the weekend, and then next week, I don't know what I'll do. Next week I'll try and get out and do some parkour. I really need to. I might actually go out and meet my friend in Rush tomorrow because I need to get my climbing gear back. So we could do some parkour then, depending on the weather. I hate, you know, I was going to begin a rant about weather and me not liking it and all that, but this is Ireland, for crying out loud. You have to take it as it comes. So, anyway, I don't know what I'm up to on this now, but Gurv Míle Mágat, agus slán go fóill.